Scribante stud is in the heart of racehorse country in KwaZulu-Natal. Named after the province of Piemonte in Italy, where the Scribante family home remains, this stud in Summerveld is both a family-owned and run business.
Well, I think it's, between my son Dino and I, we are very hands-on. We're not only the boss of the place that might stand on a pedestal and supervise, we get down and get our hands dirty. I am a perfectionist in that my grooms and that know if I walk in and I see something untidy, my good contracting language comes out and everybody scatters. Well, my breeding philosophy is to try, ultimately, to be the best. But it's a hard act to follow with all the prominent studs that we have that have been going for 50 plus years in this country. But you've got to start somewhere. We're not going to run before we walk, so we're busy walking, and I try and buy a lot of brood mares with a pedigree. I've seen over the years that's what does work. I've sort of earmarked 3 or 4 studs that I purchase from, and I follow them. I hope one day to breed the best. The family, we've been 4th in the July, we've been 2nd and 4th in the Met. Hopefully I can breed somebody out there, a horse that can achieve that sort of status. That to me would be the satisfaction. If I get that, I'd say, okay, I've now done it all.
Lee is a man of both exciting and diverse interests, sporting impressive collections of cars, racing pigeons, koi and reptiles.
Cars goes back to my dad's time, and cars have been, it's something close to my heart. My dad raced. I still race at my ripe young age. My dad went into racing quite seriously. As a family, we were the only ones to have a Formula One team that actually competed with the best in the world. My dad sponsored Dave Charlton, who was a multiple South African champion. I also have a collection of cars. There's about 40 or 50 cars here.
And if all that is not enough, Lee competed and achieved provincial and national colours in both athletics and boxing.
My advice to anybody out there is that if you can have koi, have them, because it's very therapeutic. I imported my first box of fish. I was persuaded to go and show them, which I did. But to cut a long story short, about 3 or 4 years later, and I've always had the philosophy, it's easy to buy something big, pay a lot of money for it. I don't. I buy something small. For me, it's a challenge. Grow it out, and if it complies, show it. I was at a South African Koi Society show. The chairman there was making one of his speeches, and he says, well, today a world record has been created, and this is a world record at a national show. And then they called me up. Every fish that I'd entered were first, the others were second, and some third. It's 50 years that I've been racing pigeons, and they are I'm in the thoroughbred business, but they are the thoroughbred of the skies.
But it was Lee's breathtaking collection of snakes and geckos that left me in awe.
I have a bloke that works for me, John Chin, reputedly the best in the country, and I believe always go and grab the best. With that, I bought his collection of snakes as well, and we've added on to this collection, and we've bred snakes and geckos. The big thing in this game is mutations, colors that no one else has got. The interest in reptiles, not only in this country but worldwide, is massive. Well, my good mate down the road here, Dennis Dreyer, will not go into the reptile room or rooms with me.
And some of the initial literature that we got was...
It's no wonder why.
Please don't tell Johan Malherbe that there's a cellar full of wine. I had wine in my bottle as a baby, and so did my kids. So, you know, we've grown up with this, and not only the wine, we make salami, prosciutto, all the rest of it. And we try and keep those Italian traditions going, albeit I'm very South African.
Piemonte is certainly not your average farm. From horses to fast cars, award-winning koi fish, racing pigeons and reptiles, it's certainly both diverse and unique. Perhaps one should not be surprised, as it's infused with the passion, dedication and progressive thinking of a truly unique man, Lee Scribante.
When I retired 5 or 6 years ago, I'm now doing what I wanted to do. Albeit I love contracting. You know, from then it was 4 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night, Saturday, Sunday. I still do that. Nothing's changed. And you know, as my late dad said, work has never killed anybody, and he's quite right. So with that, yeah, I am now living a dream, yes.